Have you seen those videos of modern Minecraft speedruns? They use pie charts and math and other very fancy stuff to beat the game. And you know, this got me wondering, can I do this? And maybe more importantly, can anyone do this? Hey, my name is Mystic, and this is how I became a speedrunner and how you can do it too. Now keep in mind that this is 1.16.1 Java edition. This is the version that almost every single modern speedrun takes place, unless the category is like a newer version. But the world record is on this version, and it's where all this stuff is going to take place. A lot of the stuff won't work on newer version, so let's keep that in mind. 1.16.1 Java edition, and let's get into the video. Okay, everybody, we're going to start with villages in this video, and I'm going to show you how to properly loot one. So for the sake of the video, again, I will be in survival. And let's get started. So the first thing you want to look for is the blacksmith. That is the most important thing you need. And there's one right there. And I'm also going to be ignoring that desert temple is in there. But this one has absolutely no iron or anything good. Terrible blacksmith. Let's pretend that it gave me 4 iron as well. Let's just say it gave me 4 iron as well. Then, back in survival, because I was doing that legit. We want to get some food, but I will say that 4 iron is not enough. You do need 7 iron for a bucket, a pickaxe, and for the steel. So in a village, it's really nice because there is an iron golem you can kill. So another reason to break these halos first is to use them as a towering thing. We got 6. Okay, so we got 6. At that point, you just reset, but I gave myself 7. We're gonna pretend we got 7. We're gonna come into here, and we're gonna make a pickaxe, and we're gonna get some more sticks. Pickaxe, bucket. We're gonna make food. We're gonna take the crafting table. And this is optional, but to be safe, a lot of times I do this. You can take beds for the end fight, because you can get string. A lot of times you get string in trades, but that's really luck based if you get enough string. So a lot of times I will collect some of the beds. I'll take at least 4 or 5. So that's how you loot one of those. You're gonna need a flint still for the flint and steel, but that will be something that's not gonna be hard to get. You can find gravel. And our next segment is going to be on desert temples. Okay, so we are starting off with desert temple seeds, and this is how you're going to loot one. So usually when you spawn, you see one, or you jump around a little bit until you see one, and you need to run right towards it. Jump in, and you can enter from there. Sometimes from the top. Usually you'll enter from this front door though. And you're going to want to break one of these sandstones, one of these 4, and place your crosshair right where the purple is, a little below where the purple is. Now, put it up, and when you fall, you need to be breaking the sandstone below the pressure plate. Now since you broke the sandstone below the pressure plate, you have it, and you're going to want to break all the TNT on this one side, power up, place TNT, and ignite it. The reason you broke it was so the TNT wouldn't get ignited if it was under the pressure plate, because it would. But that's why you broke it. So now that quickly looted everything, and you got some blocks too. So you're going to tower up now. That is how you loot a desert temple. And well, speaking of desert temples, After you do that, you're going to want to light a portal, and my next segment is going to be about lighting portals or lava pools. So let's get into that. Lava pools in 3, 2, 1. So after you loot the villages or a desert temple, after you loot a village or a desert temple, you're going to need to build a portal. And typically, after looting a village or a desert temple, you're going to find one of these. And this is how runners who do a village or a temple seed typically get into the nether. So once you find something like this is a bit of a strange lava pool, but it will work. And for the sake of the video, I will be doing it in survival mode. I'm going to show you how you make this. First, find a line of stone, is usually what it is, and lava. But there's no like rigid areas here. This is just smooth, straight. So do that. Place a block, and place your water by the block on the side with the most lava. The side that had the more lava, so I did that, and then break this. And you should have this upside down U kind of thing. Now build 3 blocks up, and then 1 block towards you to make this upside down L. And then 1 block gap, place 2 blocks here, and it should look like this. Now where that 1 block gap is, go 1 block behind it and break it. And then you are ready to place your water at the very corner of the upside down L. So right here, place the water, and you are ready to start placing the lava. Lava. You can do it fast or slow, whatever works for you. But you're going to want to place them in those spots. You have to do them in a certain order, like I just did. And after that, you should have your portal. Now, it's not ready yet. Sometimes, when the lava pool is more than 1 block deep, down here, there will be obsidian here. But since this is only 1 block deep, I'm going to have to get more lava to fill that in. So I broke those 2 blocks, and I'm going to get 2 more buckets of lava and place it. Now you can do one of 2 things with the water. You need to get rid of it. You can either pick it back up, or you can do what I would do. You can break it, because breaking it gets rid of it, and you're going to want to get a bucket of lava with your water, because lava can be pretty useful in the nether. You can burn things with it and get cooked food in the hoglins. And that is how you make a nether portal out of a lava pool. Okay, now we're on to the ocean seeds. So this is a shipwreck seed we got here. Let's see, it's right there. You can kind of see it. So yeah, let's start off looting a shipwreck. Once you see a shipwreck, don't jump in right away, because usually it's not gonna have. It's gonna be harder to get wood. So get some wood up here. I'd say first. I'd say get at least 3 logs up here. You can get more down there. And then jump in, and then you want to get into this this back room area, because this is going to have iron and all sorts of goodies. And when it's a full ship like this, sometimes the ship is sideways and it won't have the store. Once it's like a full nice ship and it's right way up, you can actually get air from the store. And you can break the wood here. Get 2 logs, you already got 3 up there, and 5 logs is what you need for shipwreck seeds. And 5 logs is what you need for a boat and doors. So speaking of that, as again, craft a boat, a door, a pickaxe, a bucket, and I'm gonna craft an axe with my extra iron, and a shovel, because this is going to be more useful. So now get in your boat, have the doors in your offhand, and have the bucket and the pickaxe right next to each other, because these are what you're going to need to enter. Next, to enter the nether, we're not going to get a lava pool like last time. We're going to find a magma ravine, and see how fast we can find one. Sometimes you'll be able to find them with kelp floating, but I've noticed that that doesn't happen too often. So you'll have to just look for glowing in the water, red glowing, and I'll show you what it looks like. That's what it looks like. See that? You see some red magma down there? And we know it's more than one. And again, I said kelp floating. This is another way you know if there's a magma ravine. Kelp floating and magma. So that's how you know. So we're gonna break the boat. We're gonna swim down there. Boat's in our offhand and pickaxe in hand. And we're gonna look for an L-shaped magma pattern. And we kind of have one here. This one will work. It's close enough. Now you're gonna, now the first thing you do is you place your door down before you do anything. I kind of started. Place your door here once you break the magma and place the door, and then place 2 doors behind it. So break, place the door here, and place 2 doors behind it. Then place the magma. I don't even know. I'll explain it later on. And then, just like with the lava pool, you place them around. Now break these 2 things. Sitting. And this one, this little stinker, it right here we need a lava here. Sometimes this happens. So it's gonna be easy though, just grab a lava. And there you go. Easy like that. Oop. That's not what I wanted. I'm gonna need gravel. See if we can find some. Oh, there's some gravel here. Okay, we got some gravel. So we got our gravel. We got flint first try. Sometimes it'll take longer than that. We got lucky. And you entered underwater. Alright guys, it is time for buried treasure seeds. This is the hard one. Though once you get it down, it's really not too difficult. So the premise of this one is we're gonna get all our loot from a buried treasure, but we don't have a map, and we don't have time to go get a map. Because in a speedrun, you don't have time to go find a map or trade for one or anything. You just have to get to it. And you have to use a kind of technical feature in Minecraft to get it. So first thing you're gonna wanna do though, is you're gonna wanna go to options, video settings, turn your render distance all the way down, and turn your entity distance all the way down. This will make it easier to find. Now, press Shift and F3 at the same time. It should bring up a pie chart. And the pie chart, when you first open it for the first time, is gonna look like this. And everyone's numbers are different, but click the number that corresponds with game render, -1, then do level, then do entities. Then you should have this purple, green, and orange pie chart. There might be some other very small colors, but the main ones are going to be purple, orange, and green. And this is how you're going to find it. We're going to look for spikes in the orange slice. But you have to like reset the pie chart because it doesn't automatically. So hold Shift and open F3 while you're holding Shift. And you can see that it gets a little bigger there. But if you want to be a little more precise, you can turn your render distance, your FOV. Turn your FOV all the way down. And you can look for spikes. Ooh, I see a big one over there. Now, I saw a big spike over there, and I'm going to assume that it's in this chunk. So, when you find the chunk that you think it's in, then you can do this. You want to go to the center of the chunk, which is the 99 chunk coordinates. I'm at 88. Now we're at 99. Then, dig down at that 99, and we can see the buried treasure is here at 99. Another kind of giveaway that which buried treasure is here is because there's this block kind of sticking out, and the reason that's there is because buried treasures to generate have to have blocks around them, so the game generated a block there. But that's where the buried treasure is, and look at all that iron. So you get iron, and the premise after this is the same as the shipwreck. You have to just well, there's no trees around here, but usually if you spawned in an island there would be trees, and you just get a boat, some doors, go find a magma ravine and enter. That is how you find a buried treasure. That's kind of a basic tutorial. If you want a more in-depth one, I'll leave that in the description, but I think it's time to go on to our next segment. Now it's time for the Nether. It's going to be exciting. The very first thing in the Nether you need to learn is the Bastions. Now there are 4 types of Bastions. This one right here is a bridge bastion. You can tell because it has this big bridge with the chalice. There are treasure bastions, because they have the big treasure room with the gold blocks and the bridge with the lava pools. And there are also stables with Hogwarts stables, and housing, that's what it's called. Those are the 4 types. They all have their ups and downs. This one is probably, for beginners, the easiest one, because all the gold blocks you need are right here. You just gotta kind of go up and break them. But since this was the first one I found, so we're gonna go over, I will link videos for every single other type of bastion, including this one, because my explanation is not gonna be very good. It's gonna be pretty bad, because I'm going over every aspect of speedrunning. So if you want more detailed view, check the description and have all those videos on it. So let's just start off. When you're in the bastion, you may or may not have gold armor. If you do, you won't get shot at until you break the gold. If you don't, then tough luck. You craft them all into gold ingots. Like, oh, come over here. You trade with them. Your goal is to get a bunch of them into a hole. So you get all the piglins into a hole, and you start getting your pearls. In your inventory, you want 20 obsidian. You're gonna want at least 16 ender pearls, and a fire res potion. That's what you're gonna want to need. If you didn't craft beds in the overworld or get them from villages, you're gonna want either crown obsidian and glowstone to make respawn anchors to blow up in the end, or string to make wool to make beds to blow up in the end. Because if you didn't grab them in the overworld, now is your time to get them. Well then, that's perfect for our next segment. We're going to be heading to the fortress. Our next segment is going to be nether fortresses, and one important thing to know is that a nether fortress can only have 2 blaze spawners. It can't have more, but it can have less. Sometimes it will only have 1, and in very, very rare cases, it will have 0. But usually you should be able to find 1. And sometimes there will be 2 blaze spawners across from each other, and you can go get one and the other. But for now, we're just going to focus on the 1. You want to kill the blazes, but to make them spawn faster, or maybe not yet, but to make them spawn in more like batches, to make more spawn at once, you want to break this bottom layer. Now there are a few ways you can do this. One of them is if you have TNT from the desert temple, you can do this. Do this one there, and how much room you have. And when you trade with piglins, you usually get soul soil, like this. Soul sand. I mean, you get soul sand, so you can build that out too. You'll need more room to spawn. That is one way to do it. So another thing they do is called blaze bedding. This can also be done with respawn anchors. Now this is going to be kind of whack, because normally blaze bedding is done in enclosed spawners, but this fortress I'm recording in doesn't have any of those. So we're just going to pretend that this is enclosed. Yeah, okay. This is an enclosed spawner, just pretend. What you want to do is you're going to want to place a protective block. Here, you can do nether bricks, that works. break 2 blocks above it and place a bed there. If it was enclosed, you can do this. And then you can see that it breaks a lot of the area and leaves this, and you can start doing that. You can start building around it, you can start breaking these blocks to make more room, all that good stuff. But I have to warn you that if you do it too close, like I'll show you, if you do it like this, it will destroy the spawner. It has to be at least 3 blocks above, and that's easier when there's a roof that you can break and place it on. So that is the fortress, and next I'm going to be telling you how to blind. Okay, this is going to be probably the most complicated thing I have to teach in this video, but I'm going to try my best. So after you defeat or get enough blaze rods, you should try to get at least 12. You're going to want to build a portal, because remember, I said you need to get at least 20 obsidian in the Bastion. This is why. So somewhere, let's say you get your blaze rods, you come out here, and you build your portal. Build your portal, right? Go in, and you're gonna be in the overworld, right? Now you have the pearls and everything, so you should have an ender eye by now, or at least 12. You have the blaze rods and the ender pearls, so you have your ender eyes now. And now what you need to do is use a calculator, Ninja Brain Bot. And I'm gonna show you that in this video, Ninja Brain Bot. Me using it. Probably not good, but I'm not sure what it is. How to use it. See this guy in the corner? I'll put it. This is Ninja Brain Bot. This is it's a jar file, but you open it and it's this program created by Ninja Brain, and it helps you calculate where the stronghold is with trigonometry. So here's what you do. Throw your eye vendor. Let's just and see which way it goes. It goes that way. Now the next things you do are going to be very important. These are what let you do it. Will help you find it, honestly. Options. FOV down to 30. And turn your sensitivity all the way down to 0, which is eon, but all the way down to 0. Done. And the next thing I'm going to do is optional. You can try to do it at this, but it makes it easier for me. Make your window really thin, like this. Ignore my background, by the way. Make your it really thin, like this. F3 plus C. I didn't get a good reading. My Ninja Brain Bot's telling me to go left 72 blocks, or right 62. So I'm gonna go right 62 blocks, like Ninja Brain told me. Let's see what I'm on. So 62. 62 minus 38. Oh goodness. $776. So we're gonna want to go to X 776. Nope. I was wrong. Hold on. Where was 38? So 738 plus 62? 800. Okay, I'm an idiot. Yeah, okay, 800. So we're gonna want to go to X600, 800. I mean, X800, which is here, and do it again. F3 plus C is how you do this, but so you can see Ninja Brain Bot. Oh my goodness, my sensitivity. Ninja Brain Bot is telling me that there is a 95.2 chance, so I'm gonna take that chance that the Stronghold, that the Stronghold is in those nether coordinates. The nether coordinates are 30 and then negative 582. So now we want to go to those coordinates in the nether. This is the spot. And we are in the Stronghold. Now we're going to go on to our next segment, the Stronghold. Now it's time for our Stronghold segment. Remember what we did with the buried treasure where we used block entities? That was because a chest is a block entity, and the orange was the block entities. That's why when the orange spiked, it was really buried treasure. Block entities are chests. These are block entities. But you know what else is a block entity? The end portal frame. This is also a block entity. So if we can find another spike, we can do the same thing. Orange? Do we see any spikes? I say no. But remember, turn on FOV. And this time we want to turn up our render distance. I see a spike this way. This one is actually ocean exposed. That is interesting. So this is an ocean exposed one. I can't do anything with that information. And this was too far away for me to pick up on the pie chart. If the pie chart only works if it's close to you. See, yeah, there's a spike. There's definitely a difference. See, no orange over here, but there's a spike over there. It's not a big one, but it's still a spike. So you can tell there's something down there. You come down the starter staircase. Boom. Remember, I will leave other videos in the description. This is just kind of a one and done thing. It's not going to go into detail into anything. So this is kind of a basic explanation. But time for our next segment, the end. Our final segment is the end. Now, listen. The end, there are two main ways to kill the dragon. One is called the 1 cycle, and the other is called the 0 cycle. I have no idea how to do the 0 cycle, so I'll be teaching you the 1 cycle. However, in the description, and this is probably the most important link in the description, I will be leaving a link to learn the 0 cycle, because this is what the runners use. World records have been on both, okay? Both of these, you can beat the dragon in seconds. The 0 cycle is just, probably you can do it more than the 0 cycle, and it's not relying on the perch. But one thing I do want to point out is before you enter the end, one thing you want to do is hunger reset. So let me show what that is. A lot of times in a speed run, you will be hungry or down on hearts. So something, I'm not, but a lot of people will be. One thing you can do to fix that is this. Set your spawn and kill yourself. Look at that, you respawn with everything, with all your stuff, and with reset hunger and health. That's why it's called a bed reset or death reset. Hunger reset. That's what it's called. It's called a hunger reset. Then you want to enter the end. But something you can do is to not be messed with silverfish, because there's a spawn right here. You can come in the middle and then you can come in, place it. You're in. So now we're in the end. So remember, I'm not going to do the 0 cycle. I'm just going to do the 1 cycle, just for the tutorial's sake. And how you set it up is I'll show you. Have all the beds you have in your inventory, all the explosives. I'll just do beds. And I can do this in survival right now. I'll do it. You have to have hitboxes on. Make sure for this you have hitboxes on. It's very important. Hi, Editing Wrecker here. I just wanted to tell you about the Ender Dragon real quick. When you're gonna kill the Ender Dragon while it's perching, the dragon has these hitboxes, and when the bed explodes, you want it to explode with on this box. See this green box hitbox? This is the one that does the most damage. You want the bed to explode right when this is on top of it. That is what does the damage. So I just wanted to let you know that, because if you like, for example, hit it back here, it's not going to do any damage. But you have to explode it when this tiny little hitbox is right above the bed. That's what does the damage. I just wanted to let you know. I didn't say it in the video, but I thought it was kind of important. Back to the video. You have to wait for the dragon to perch. You can see he snapped right there, and now he's gonna perch. And I'm gonna kill him while he's perching. That was embarrassing. I will put up a video of me 1 cycle in the dragon. A video of me doing it in one of my speedruns. But after that, after you win and kill the dragon, then you've beat the game. Congratulations. This was the guide. This is my guide journey, how you can become a great speedrunner, and how I am not a great speedrunner. I mean, I know the strategies, I just don't do them very well, but maybe you'll do them better than me. I hope you all have an amazing day. Please like and subscribe, and that is all from me. See you later, guys. This has been Mystic.